And the beautiful people said, let there be. Real quick, though. We got a different change of pace. I know I'm late, so what? Don't worry about it. Don't be worrying about my business. I know I'm late. The beautiful voice that you are hearing is Randy White. I strongly suggest that you go to his Instagram and go like all his shit because it's nothing but bangers, and I'm a big supporter of him. Yeah, quiz though. Let me get my sponsors they love. First things first. Bomb Body Collections, I see you. SCA Cleaning Services, I see you. Wiseman Security and Staffing, I see you. Stone Darn and Minx, I see you. TG Magical Creations, I see you. All Things 805, I see you. Hanging with the Carters, I see you. Straight Legs, No Shakes. Hold on. Let me get there. CTC Radio, I see you. Lord Sanctus was good. And last but not least, Young Boss Life Clothing. If you call yourself a boss or you are in positions to put other people in positions to make them some money, then you need to dress like, hold on, we're doing another Randy track. Hold on. Yup. This is kind of what he does. Hold on, let me turn it up. Like I was saying, if you are in a position to put other people in a position to make them some money, then you need to dress like it. Get you a hat, a hoodie, a spaghetti strap for the ladies, maybe a onesies for the babies. We got it. And not everybody that I mentioned sells shirts. You know what I'm saying? There's security. They make cookies. They'll clean your windows. You can lather yourself up. They got it all. Everybody that I mentioned, you can find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, all the socials. Like I was saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the great words of my dog, Big Mike from Straight Legs No Chase, buy a shirt. But not everybody sells shirts. So go ahead and show them some love and buy some merch. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another beautiful edition of the Realquicctho Podcast. It's been a couple days. I'm running a little bit late, but it feels good. This is different. My good buddy Blaine is back. Mr. Feather Ruffler himself. He's back in the building. How you been this past, week, 2 weeks, Blaine? What's going on? Dude,
it's been a trip. For those of you who watch, know I wasn't on last week's show, which really just threw off my whole week, man. I look forward to this, dude.
I know.
I really do, dude. No, it is what it is, and it had to be done. And I think that was the best way to go about it, honestly. At the time, I was like, oh, no, let me get on. And it's just like, I could have easily made things much, much worse. So I'm glad we did it. Or I'm glad you did it the way you did.
Hey, I'm glad you accepted it, man. Hey.
This is your show, dog. This is yours. I know people want to see us as like sort of like it's our show or something sometimes, but that's not the case. This is your show. I'm blessed to be here, and I thank you so much for allowing me, my brother in Christ.
I'm glad you like it. I'm really glad you do. And
I mean, I've always, gravitated more towards what you were doing when we were doing comedy together and stuff because you were applying the effort. I mean, I gravitated towards that just from the get. And here we still are.
To put some context, not even context, to put some time behind that. I've been on here 5 years?
Wow, yeah.
About 5 years.
Yeah. That's a good point, man. We've known each other for years now.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
For a minute. For a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say, like, I know you, I've been around you, I know what you're about, you know what I'm saying? And that's it for me.
Yeah, and both of us will sit and talk to people we disagree with, which is important. We have to. The only way we're going to progress as Americans, people, human beings, we have to find common ground, which I'm exhibit B in not being good at that. And I am trying to do a little bit better. I can be very divisive and I want to create divides and lines. I don't mean to, I'm just a very self-righteous, angry person sometimes.
Hey, go get that pillow and scream in it, man.
Yes.
Go get that pillow and scream in that pillow.
Or just be a total loser and live by yourself so you can just scream whenever you want like I do. I still got pillows. Let
me see. Is it drop time? Let me see what that drop sound like.
Talk to him real quick, though.
Yeah. And I got that shit for free. If you know, you know. If you know who it is, leave it in the comments. If you don't know, go Go do your Shazams or some shit. It's been a busy week. Well, I mean, obviously a lot's happened because, just time won't stop timing. But I want to start with rest in peace, D'Angelo. Rest in peace, D'Angelo. I
didn't know he passed away.
Yep. I just got the news today. That's what's all over the timelines. D'Angelo was the mood setter. You know what I'm saying? He got the vibe right. It don't matter what kind of mood you are in. You could put some D'Angelo in and feel like the biggest player. You know what I'm saying? You could have shitted on yourself and put some D'Angelo on. You going to feel like, yeah, I make this shit. This shit don't make me.
He leaned more towards R&B, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay.
He's like an R&B, neo-soul type of guy.
Yeah,
real smooth. It's real smooth. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not a huge fan of R&B, but he's awesome. Yeah, for sure.
I love R&B. I might be a bigger fan of R&B than I am of. You
play a lot of it.
Of rap. You know what I'm saying? Like R&B. I love R&B.
These days, I'd rather hear R&B than rap, man.
Yeah, I'm getting. Yeah. I can't do the bang bang, shoot them in the face every 9 seconds.
Now it's bang bang, make love to their face.
Yeah. R&B that ass up.
R&B that ass up.
But rest in peace to D'Angelo and the fam bam and everything like that. Y'all know I'm not too good at the R. I usually don't do RIPs on here, but D'Angelo is he's Black excellence.
That's awesome. I mean, rest him. It's not awesome that he passed, but it's awesome that he's Black excellence.
Yeah, he is definitely Black excellence. That's cookout music, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
It could be outside music, whatever. Like I said, it don't matter what mood you're in. Put on some D'Angelo and watch your day go right. Watch.
That's something you can put on in mixed company and nobody's going to have a problem with it.
Yeah. It's neutral times 10. Nobody's going to be like, man, turn that shit off. Nobody. Yeah. No one is going to say that. If you I don't care if you've never heard them before. Yeah. You could put some D'Angelo on and be like, oh, wait, hold on. D'Angelo will make you break the Shazam out. But
there's some really good. Like I said, I'm not a fan, but there's some really good R&B out there, man. It's just, even like a lot of the classic stuff that I'm just now kind of getting more familiar with. I think, wasn't it Teddy Pendergrass?
Oh yeah, that's old school, right?
Yeah, but that's some dope shit.
Yeah, R&B is. I don't think I've heard any bad R&B. Like I don't think I've ever heard any just straight trash R&B.
To me, R&B was always music that committed couples made love to, and I was just trying to fuck whatever would move, So there really wasn't a lot of romance involved in what I was trying to do.
Hey man, sometimes you just gotta put on some of that some Trey Songz. You can put some Trey Songz on. He's a little dirty boy.
Who's the dude that? I mean, this is some back in the day shit, but there's that song. There's an ice box where my
Marion.
That's some dude. That whole album is so good, dude. So good. I like that one a lot. Yeah, and I was like,
Timbaland did his shit with that.
I was on a road trip with a couple friends of mine. The day that album came out, and the girl driving bought it and played it, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be a long ass trip, dude. But like 45 minutes in, I'm like, this is good, man. And then she replayed the whole damn thing, so I'm like, it's a good thing I like it.
Yeah, I mean, who was out in that time? Like, let's say like high school R&B for me, that shit looked like Omarion, Marcus Houston, even B2K as a whole. What are they R&B or are they pop? They might be both. They can be both.
I have no idea.
Who else? I know I'm missing out on a whole bunch of fucking names,
but R&B is definitely good love making music for sure.
Mary J. Blige.
Yeah,
there were so many. Even the fucking Cheetah Girls was doing their shit. SWV, like there's a whole
Sisters
bunch.
With Voices. Oh, I love them.
There was a lot. There was a lot.
Oh, I love those girls.
But R.I.P. to D'Angelo. High vibes to the family, everything like that. Let me
Thoughts,
see.
prayers, blessings.
All that, all that good stuff. That good stuff. Sorry for my lack of, I don't know what the fucking word is, empathy or whatever. Cash Money versus No Limits.
Oh shit! What are we digging them up or something? Like, isn't there something that should have happened 20 years ago?
That's the beauty of it. So if you don't know what's going on, we got Master P versus
Make them say, ooh.
Birdman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm pumped. I am here for it. Well, what's up?
Which side are you picking, Doug?
See, that's the
This might
hard
be a short
one for me.
podcast.
That's the hard one for me. But
for me, I'm gonna say just Cash Money because they came out swinging. I forget which album it was. I want to say The Block Is Hot, but that's a Lil Wayne album. A Guerrilla Warfare. That album is just amazing, dude. From beginning to end on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You better watch for the sweep. Oh, dude.
Okay, so the Cash Money, they got the run, they have the hits, they have the longevity.
They got,
you know what I'm saying? You can put on back that ass up plays to this day.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But if I'm more like I'm with all the fun shit, but I'm more, you know what I'm saying? I'm more like if I'm more on the street side,
Yeah.
so I have to go with No Limit because like I'm telling you, once that bass hit, that
Are they both from New Orleans?
no.
Master P's not.
No,
Or,
Master
no-
P's from I think he's from like Richmond, or he moved to Richmond.
Okay.
And that's Cali. But no, where the fuck is
I think
he
that's
from?
another reason why the guys like the Hot Boys were so popular is because it was kind of like the beginning of rap coming out of Louisiana, popular rap, I should say. And dude, we just ate that shit up, dude. We ate it up.
Yeah, they definitely had the chains, hey, the white tees. I think that might have been the birth of white tees when them motherfuckers came out. When Cash Money came out strong, shit.
Probably. The freaking the ones that look like damn dresses that go down to
Yeah,
your fucking knees.
the 9X
for
taut
sure.
t-shirts.
For sure.
That was when they was cripping back then.
Yeah. I remember the episode of Cribs when Birdman, he gets out of his car and his gun falls out of it. He's got like in his sweats, dude. He's got like a piece in his sweats and it falls out. I'm like,
He
okay,
put
that
the
dude's legit.
drawstring through the trigger. That's
Yeah. But what always tripped me out about those shirts is when they're hanging down your knees and it's time to fucking fire somebody up, dude. You got to like pull up your shirt to
you
pull out
gotta
the
wind that
piece.
shit up.
That's what
You
I'm
gotta-
saying, dude. Yeah.
You gotta wind that shit up.
You're like, as soon as I roll this up, you're dead, fool.
I'm out already. Bye. No, what was I saying? That song, when that song come on, when you hear that, ooh, make them say, it's fucking over. It's fucking over. Imagine if your favorite wrestler came out to that song. It is over.
And
He's trying to be the world champion.
And you know what sucks is a lot of West Coast fans are going to, I think, pick No Limit just because Snoop released an album or two with them.
Oh,
We love Snoop. I mean, the world loves Snoop, but I think that might end up being a determining factor.
that could sway. I never even thought about it. That could sway.
People love Snoop. I mean, I think he's funny. I think he's great. He's entertaining. But, dude, people fucking love
Snoop is a household name. He
That's
did a
what I'm
cookbook with
saying.
Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
And
No, it's
Martha
funny because
Stewart's
and
a
it's so funny
household
because
name.
they both kind of legitimized each other. Martha Stewart and Snoop. It's like, oh, they're who they claim to be. Like, that's cool. Dude, Snoop's a genius. Like, he's next level genius. Like, I remember watching he was doing video and it wasn't really a podcast, but he was listening to the news, listening to music, watching TV, and I think he was working on a song. So he's got like five different things going on at any given time. You can be like, hey, what's going on here? And I'll be like, oh, they're talking about la la la. So he's got 5 different things going on, and he can, tell you what's going on in each of them. That's super intelligent, dude.
That's a dope way to use your ADHD.
Exactly.
That's fucking. Oh, that's crazy.
I used to watch him all the time. I think one of the last times I watched is he was filming himself working out and then like doing bench presses, and then he walked away from the bench press for like a half hour. So it's just a video of the machine, and I'm like, I'm out of here, dude.
Oh,
I'm not
on his
watching
lives?
this video. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been.
Yeah, I used to do it, and I would just him and like Sendog and stuff, like a lot of the SoCal rappers when they were doing that. You know, because they'd be doing car shows and shit, and like Exhibit would be hanging out with Sen Dog, and they'd be driving around in their classic cars and shit. I loved that stuff.
I've seen Snoop countless times. I've seen him in Orange County, LA. I've seen that dude everywhere.
Yeah.
The biggest stage that I ever seen him on was me and my buddy Ryan. He had took me to a BET experience, and I saw everybody.
Nice.
And that was the first and last time I got to see Dre, Ice Cube, 2 Chainz. There was so many people there.
That's dope.
I saw like 30 artists that night.
That's
the BET
dope,
experience was.
Is that here in California?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we were at the Staples Center. Yeah, Staples
Oh,
Center.
hell
Fuck this crypto
yeah.
arena.
Okay.
Staples Center. But that was dope. Like I hope when I go to another one, I hope it's still of that caliber, but that lineup was something I'll never forget.
Well, I mean, we got dudes like Busta Rhymes and
He might have been there too. Shit.
you know, they're still releasing. I mean, it's not as good as the shit he was doing a few years ago or 10 years ago, but he's still releasing bangers. You know, so I find it easy to believe that dudes that have been performing the same songs for 5, 6, 7, 10, maybe even 15, 20 years, they're still going to be able to bang it out like you know, like it's still on the top 40 charts. Hopefully.
I know Exhibit is. His last album was fire.
Exhibit, yeah, that's the other dude. Yeah.
His last album was good. I got to see him a couple times. I got to see him at the Angels Stadium.
Nice.
It was at the Dub Car Show, and I got to take a picture with Mad Mike from what was his show? Pimp My Ride.
Oh yeah.
I got to meet him, so that was pretty dope. That was fucking dope. That was dope ass times back in the day.
That was a crazy ass time because I remember specifically like Target. You know, Target used to be this super clean, family friendly company. I remember one day I open up the Target ad and it's like "Pimp My Ride," and I'm like, "Holy shit!" The word "pimp" appeared in a Target ad. Right? That was weird, and like it really like, you know, because custom cars have always, or not always, but custom cars, for lack of a better way to put it, especially like lowriders, that's a Southern California thing. So it's you know, that's how I look at it. It's something that started out of Southern California. So whenever I see it anywhere else, I'm just ecstatic. That makes me really excited. I think that was my point. I forget what I was talking about.
Hey, look, if you like it and you enjoy it, it came from down here, SoCal, South.
Yes.
It came from down here.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. I saw DJ Quick with Mossberg, AMG, and Sugar Free. I saw them here in Oxnard. That was a show, man. That was a fucking show, dude. I really haven't gone to a lot of rap concerts. I saw the Alcoholics, still one of my favorites. Mac 10. I wasn't a huge fan of Mac 10, but he's performing in Ventura. And my friend worked at the Ventura Theater. I was like, "Hey, can I go?" He's like, "Yeah, come on in." I was like,
Dope.
"Oh, hell yeah." Yeah.
I fuck with Mac 10.
I like him.
I fuck with Mac 10. Hey, I remember I was probably like 11 years old when I had found out that a lot of my rappers that I listened to were named after guns.
You're not like my dumbass going, "Well, where's Mac 1 through 9?"
Hey, I was a little kid. I was like, wait, Tech 9? That's
Tech
a gun.
9?
And it was like, what about the rest of these other
Love
guys?
Tech 9,
Mac
dude.
10, Mossberg,
Yeah.
Arsenal. There's a whole bunch of them. Well, he's a battle rapper. I don't know if he counts as a... Well, he does. He does.
Well, as a rapper, you want, especially back then, man, you wanted a name that was going to command respect. You know, back in the day, it was like MC Mighty Devastator. You know, that was one of my, that was like my joke is like, I'm like, yo, I'm the Mighty Devastator. That's my stage name, and I actually took it for years, and I refer to myself in my songs as the Mighty Devastator. There is none greater when I chill at the park. I like to smoke on dilator.
Ooh.
So yeah. That just started out as a joke because I'm like, I have to come out big and swinging, and I'm not a gangster, so the Mighty Devastator. That was like one of my first rap names.
What got you into rap? Because
Cypress Hill, dude. Cypress Hill was one of the first bands to, you know, in my opinion, in my experience, break barriers. Because metalheads were listening to Cypress Hill. People who didn't even listen to rap were listening to Cypress Hill. Like I told you, like, you know, I was hanging out with, this is going to sound bad, but when, you know, I associated with white supremacists, they would give me a hard time because I listened to Cypress Hill. And from there, it went to Tupac. And I really love Cypress Hill and Tupac. And, you know, we were already familiar with NWA. And, like, when we got NWA and the Posse, it was, like, life-changing. Like, me and my cousin, we'd, like, take our headphones and each listen to one because our parents couldn't listen to us listening to NWA. And I was like, this is so different. This is so unusual from what I'm used to. And I believed every word is gospel. I literally believed Dr. Dre was actually a gangster. So I think that had a lot to do with it too, is the legitimacy. But to me, especially guys like Chris One and Boogie Down Productions, to me, that was just inner city punk rock. They're saying, we don't like establishment. We don't like society. These are the things that have to change. We're not a fan of the government. Let's make things different. That's what punk rock is.
Yeah.
So to me, it was
whole conformity. I'm not
yeah.
conform
To me, original rap up to the beginning of gangster rap, to me, that was just punk rock. That's exactly. In fact, the first person to ever give me a Boogie Down Productions tape was my cousin, who was super into punk rock. She's like, "Oh, you're gonna love this dude. You're gonna love." I think it was maybe By Any Means Necessary. I don't even remember at this point. But it was information that didn't exist to me until this music was available. And bear in mind, that was also what am I trying to say? It gained popularity quickly. Rap gained popularity like almost now. It's still tied with country music country music and hip hop go back and forth as far as the most popular music genre here in the United States. And it's continued to do that. And it got up to that point really within like a decade. You know, rap music was giving. So it was this phenomenon. The same as punk rock, the same as heavy metal. But it was a little bit later to where like I felt like I was almost there at the beginning, especially for West Coast gangster rap. So to me, it was something that I wanted to hold on to, that I wanted to continue to listen to, that I wanted to participate in as much as possible.
Were you introduced to gangster rap first, or were you introduced to conscious rap?
Yo, I was a MC Hammer fan until I found NWA. Not that I'm not a Hammer fan, but the juxtaposition, because Hammer's like, oh, let's dance, let's have a good time, and NWA is like, dude, there are no good times to be had right now. Shit's getting real. So to me, that stuck with me way more than let's just have a good time. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because MC Hammer's a talented dude, you know, but but that's the problem is we don't want talent, you know. We want raw, we want edge, we want people that are going to make us think.
Yeah.
And NWA definitely did that. NWA definitely broke the status quo in a lot of ways. It made inner city voices be heard internationally.
Yeah, that came with a cost, though.
It absolutely did.
People get influenced, and you know they're just really they're telling their lives about what they seeing on a day to day, which makes that unfortunately their norm. But to other people, they think that shit is cool, and Ice Cube's my favorite, or Dre's my favorite, or you know what I'm saying, Ren is my favorite. Drive-by time. Now you're locked up. The influence sucked. You know, it was
being influenced by guys that have never participated in a drive-by.
That's the other shit too. Now, I'm not putting shit past Eazy-E. I'm not putting shit past that guy, but no,
Eazy-E I think was the real deal. I think he was a real life actual gangster. In fact, that's how the NWA story goes down. He had money from dealing coke, and they're like, "Yo, you know,
invest."
Yeah. He didn't even want to be a rapper. He ends up being one of the most popular rappers of his time. He just wanted the money. He's like, here's the loan. Like, I think he was like literally like, he wasn't necessarily concerned whether or not he got money back. He just wanted to help him out. I'm not quoting anybody, but I think it was really just he had more money than he knew what to do with. So he's like, I'll help the homies. And they're like, yo, get on a track. And then he did. The rest is history.
R.I.P. Eazy-E. All right.
Eazy-E.
So this fucking word has came up again. It came up again. White supremacy. What the fuck is it? I know you just said you associated with them. What does that look like? How did that come about? What's up with that?
Well, literally, the white supremacist that I hung out with was because I was dealing drugs. And like I said, if we got robbed or something like that happened, we would have to retaliate. But there's only one group of people that we can honestly expect to retaliate in a manner that we would find fitting. You know, we can't expect Mexicans to do it. We can't expect black people to do it. So that's just how these things worked. And in all honesty, a lot of the drugs I was getting were coming from Hell's Angels. They were coming from skinheads. Like, that was the most frustrating part. I'd be looking around trying to buy drugs so I could sell them, and then like somebody would be like, "Oh, I got the skinhead." I'm like, "Oh, dude, I'd really rather not." But you know, one time in particular, this dude got robbed, and you know, we had to take care of business, and it didn't really make sense to outsource it to anybody else. And a lot of this is in my opinion, this is how the structure was when I came into it. Just like if you're on the streets as a Mexican drug dealer and you get robbed, you're probably going to ask for help from Miami. You're going to ask for help from prison gangs. That's just kind of how it was, you know. SHD was popular at the time. I've met and associated with both members who started SHD. They're out of it. They're not even in it anymore. These guys are from Ventura. SHD started in Ventura. The guys who started it were out of Ventura, started it as a prison gang that became such a force to be reckoned with that Ice Cube mentions them in a song. Like, that was a trip, you know. Ice Cube mentions them in a song. But, like, I never agreed with their politics. I never agreed with, you know, I really did not like hanging out with them. It was just part of the deal. It was just part of the deal. And I was never, nor do I consider myself right now a white supremacist. In my eyes, we're all equal. In the eyes of God, we're all equal. So I was participating in crime with criminals, with lowlifes. So it kind of makes sense, you know, that a couple of those lowlifes were ignorant racists. You know, like, if white dudes robbed a black guy, he wouldn't vet the black dudes that are going to go take revenge and say, well, you don't hate white people, right? It's like, no, this is business, you know? And unfortunately, sometimes you have to send the devil to do the devil's work.
Can you see or understand why some people would call you that?
No, because what am I doing that's supreme? Like, how am I participating in supremacy? Like, what is it about me that makes you think he prefers whites over anybody else? I don't prefer anybody over anybody else. White women, I mean, sometimes I have a problem with them. But a lot of that's just ignorance because, you know, like we were listening to that podcast and they were talking about Dua Lipa saying the N-word and stuff, and I'm like, there's 1,000 better things to talk about, but you're like, yo, they're in the third hour of this podcast. I'm like, oh, okay, after 3 hours, you know, you're gonna the subject matter is gonna kind of decrease a little bit, right, in severity. So that totally made sense. But just from that perspective, I'm like, oh man, they're kind of whining and not really focusing on the issues. But if I listened to the whole 3 hours, I would know exactly what was going on. So a lot of us do. Same with Charlie Kirk. You know, people will take 20 seconds of something that he spent 2 minutes discussing, and then they'll just stop it and be like, oh, he's a racist. But if you watch 30 seconds before and 40 seconds after, not at all. Not even close. Not even close. So anybody who's out there saying Charlie Kirk is a racist or Charlie Kirk is a sexist, they're going to say I'm a white supremacist because they're not paying attention. They're just flat out not paying attention. I mean, I watch videos every day of people that, oh, Charlie Kirk's a piece of shit because he's a racist and he said black people can't be pilots. Like, nope. None of that was ever said. None of that was ever said. Like, literally, to this day, they can't find a real racist thing he said or a real lie. To this fucking day, they have yet to pull a real racist thing that he said or an actual lie. And here's somebody who's at least as concerned with the black community as your average black person. So I don't see how us saying, yo, the black community, we need to change something. I don't know how. I don't know what. But there's too many murders. There's too many abortions. Just straight out the gate. Too many murders, too many abortions. And for me not to say anything, that's being a white supremacist. For me not to bring it up, that's being a white supremacist. blacks make up 13% of America, y'all should be way more than that by now. Y'all should be about 30% by now. I mean, think about it like that. Think about it like that. If we stopped the killing, y'all would be at least 30% of the population by now.
So when you say stop the killing, what do you mean exactly?
Murder and abortion.
And that's just in the black community.
That's everywhere, but black women have 480,000 abortions every year. Then it's 8 times second place. Black women in America have 8 times more abortions than whoever's in second place for the highest number of abortions. 480,000. That's not coming from me. That's coming from the Riz. That's coming from black leaders that are saying this. I'm just repeating what I heard. So how do we justify 500,000 black babies being put to death every year? How do we justify that? We cannot. We can't. We simply cannot. I mean, we don't have this problem in the Mexican community because a good majority of them are Catholic, for example. And look how well they're thriving. Just as a juxtaposition, just as a counterpoint. And I feel like, that's honestly how I feel. If I didn't give a shit, I wouldn't bring it up. If I didn't care about my black brothers, I wouldn't bring it up. If I didn't care about my black sisters, I wouldn't bring it up. I'd be like, fuck them. Oh, well, who cares? That's a white supremacist. That's a fucking white supremacist. I'm literally saying, is there anything I can do? I highly doubt it. But I'm not going to not repeat that information. Because hopefully eventually somebody smarter than me. Like, you know, that video I shared with you, the Riz. That dude's
he's
super smart and super well put together, man. Yeah. I listen to black leaders all day, every fucking day. I don't just listen to Charlie Kirk. You know, here I am saying I owe an apology to Farrakhan. I owe an apology to Malcolm X. Because for these last few generations, I've been saying they're anti-Semites. Don't listen to them. I was wrong, man. I was wrong because I didn't have enough information. So now I need to make up for that. Do listen to Farrakhan. Do listen to Malcolm X. By all means, please do.
So this is I want you to I do want to give you a fair shake to defend yourself. There's a lot of, I don't want to say a lot. There are some people that you want to talk to, they just will not have the conversation.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why do you think that is?
Ignorance. Because Scotty's no longer my friend anymore because I called out Artie for being an ass and a cheater.
All right, real quick though. Artie, you know what it is over here. It's all love over here.
Just making the point. If you're going to defend a liar, a cheater, it's because you yourself want to be capable of lying and cheating. It's just that simple. Right? If we stay in our own ignorance, we don't have to improve. I have to improve. I have to be better than yesterday. And that's the same whatever I hold to everybody else around me. Everybody else needs to be trying harder. Everybody needs to be trying harder. Everybody needs to be getting their asses back to church, following the very basic tenements of Christianity, which are all fucking reasonable. It's all reasonable. Right? Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, honor thy mother and thy father. These are all very basic, simple things we should all be doing, and we're not. And for me, especially now that I actually claim to be a Christian, before I was all about just self-improvement, but now I have self-improvement also with a divine desire to get more people into heaven. I don't even necessarily believe in heaven, but I'm going to fucking try. You know?
It's a start.
I mean, I used to be such an evil loser, man. I used to be a selfish punk, dude. And now I recognize that in so many other people, and it scares the shit out of me because I was evil. I was flat out evil, man. All I cared about was myself. I didn't give a shit if everybody got hurt or if anybody made anybody cry. I didn't fucking care because I was staying in my own ignorance.
How do you feel, right? You're speaking your truth,
mm-hmm.
and you're sprinkling some facts in there. And from what I've noticed, a lot of these facts are just cold, hard truths to some people, and they can't really deal with that.
Yes.
And this whole like,
and you're right, and I should be more compassionate towards that, and I try to be, but you're right, I should be more compassionate to that.
I mean, it is what it is. Shit.
Yeah.
When it came to maybe like thinking for yourself or going your own way, when did this happen for you, and what does that look like? Because shit, people are pulling up tweets from 12 years ago and using that against people.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. And 12 years ago, you were an entirely different person.
Pretty much. I want to know, like, there's this stigma, right? There's this stigma about Blaine. Oh, he's racist. Oh, he's the white supremacist, this, and that. I know you. How do you shake that? Or do you even care?
Oh, dude, I don't give a shit what people think, dude. Fuck them, dude. If you're going to participate in ignorance, I ain't got time for you, man. Right? We're supposed to keep it pushing. Ever upward, ever forward. But we get in a nice little comfortable rut where we've got our Netflix and our weed and our alcohol and the one or two unattractive people that we get drunk enough to fuck, and we call that a life. Nope. That's not a life, man. I'm much happier when I'm volunteering, when I'm going to church, when I'm being of service. And I'll gladly correct myself if and when facts prove me wrong.
Floor's open, y'all. Hit him up. He's down to have the conversation. You just got to be down to listen.
The simple fact that I'm white is going to make me a white supremacist to a lot of people. White people are not supreme. We're not superior. We are all human beings. We are all children of God. And anybody who's going to sit there and say Blaine's a white supremacist, they don't believe that. They don't believe that we're children of God. Is God white? Was Jesus white? Christianity is an African religion. Let's talk about it. Christianity is an African religion. Ethiopia is where it's known to have started. So I believe in an African religion. The dawn of man started in Africa. What we now know as human beings began in Africa. So there is no such thing as white supremacy. I'm not saying people don't participate in it, but I'm saying the supremacy of white people isn't really a thing. I'm sure people believe that they're superior because they're white. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is we are not superior. I'm flat out telling you we are not superior. So how am I a white supremacist?
So then what would you say to that person that would say, well, you are because you're the one that's going to have to approve this loan?
I'm not Jewish. It's a sin to charge interest on money loaned. I can't do that. I loaned our friend, what, $900? I'll be stoked if I get the $900 back.
Damn. It's a lot.
Well, it was one of the few friends, I guess I can say David. He got into a car accident and he needed money for a down payment for a new car. That reminds me, where's that insurance money, fucker?
Yeah.
No, but you know, to me, he's a decent person, not white. He's a decent person. He's a God-fearing person. He's faithful to his wife. He's a good father. He deserves it. I wish I could just give him that money.
Shit, I need my $100.
I mean, really, who name the white people I associate with? I'll wait. How many white people do you see me actually hanging out with? Like, two of my favorite white people are Mike G and Liam Salvage, the comedians. I love those guys.
I like
how
them.
How often do I call them? Hey, what's up, guys? Want to hang out? Never. I don't even really associate with a lot of white people. Grew up in Oxnard, where white privilege just doesn't exist. I know a lot of people, they're like super friendly when I come in, especially like the old school Mexicans. But I think a lot of that is like, let's just be nice. Let's just be happy. Let's get them the fuck out of the thing so there's no problems. I think that might be the case sometimes. You know, I mean, Mexicans in general are very friendly, very helpful people. So sometimes I got to be like, oh man, they're just being nice, you know? But sometimes I wonder, it's like, they're probably just trying to get me out of here. So, you know, just in case I might cause a scene, I have less time to do it. But that's about it. I don't, you know, I've been turned down for jobs more than I can count because I'm white. I'm not saying going.
I think you saying that white privilege doesn't exist, I think that is why people would say what they're saying.
So they're saying white people are supreme? Are they saying white people are superior?
Okay, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying from a black man's perspective. I've seen enough through my eyes to see that white privilege exists. Does it exist for all white people? No.
Give me examples of white privilege.
An example of white privilege. Okay. I've been pulled over plenty of times alone. 80% of
okay,
those.
Outside of getting pulled over, because that's the only argument, and statistics don't back that up. They just simply do not back that up.
Not all statistics.
I know, but what I'm saying is,
down.
What other examples? Because that's the only example I'm ever given.
It could be little small shit. There's been times where I've been waiting in line or just waiting for an order, and I'm watching people get their shit before.
You're literally just saying what I just said a second ago. Sometimes, like when I'm in line, they'll open up a new register, be like, "Oh, come here." Yeah. So maybe that does exist. Yeah, because like I said, I have a similar situation to where I'm waiting in line, but somebody be like, "Oh, come here, I'll take care of you." So yeah, maybe that is the case.
For me, these are just examples. Like if I put an order in and I'm watching Shirley and Carrie and Carl, they're getting their orders before me even after they came in. And I'm looking at them like, hello, I'm still here. Like, hey, what about, we're on order 80 and mine was 61. Like, what's going on?
That doesn't happen to white people?
No. See, okay, so now that could be taken as being dismissive.
I think it's what you ordered. I mean, I've had plenty of orders where I order something and the next 2 or 3 people come and get their stuff because I'll order something that takes a little longer to prepare. And a lot of people will be like, just give me whatever's ready now, give it to me, is kind of how I think a lot of people do that. Because that's happened to me. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, as a white guy, that's definitely happened to me more times than I can count.
Okay, so how do I go about this? So I'm not trying to like compare traumas or nothing like that.
No, you're saying something exists that I say doesn't. I'm asking for proof that it does. Like I said, I'm not saying I'm right. Are people going to treat other people differently because of their race? Absolutely. Absolutely. Reverse racism was very popular for about 20 years, man. We'd go out of our way, bend over backwards for black people because we didn't want to be seen as racists. How come nobody ever talks about that? Right? For like 20, 25 years, we were just whatever you want, whatever you get.
What do you mean?
I mean, literally, especially in the 80s, white people were looked at as racist if they weren't actively going, I love black people. That was the thing.
But the ones who say that are the ones that want to come to the barbecue.
Oh, dude, everybody wants to come to the barbecue. Even the racists want that food. Come on now. Food is always going to be the great bringer together.
My thing, like I was saying, like as a black man, I've seen there's like it's little shits here and there. I got a classic story. My buddy, he's Filipino, one of my best friends. He was with me. We're in the Gucci store. I'm getting my mom a birthday present. She wants some shades. So I went into the Gucci store. Typical shit. I'm being followed. I'm being looked at.
Yeah.
Extra security's called. Blah, blah, blah. And my best friend, he's just like, he's with me, but he kind of just does like a little, he's like, hey, watch this. I bet I'm about to go to the other side of the store. It's crazy that he saw it. Like, he saw it.
That stuff absolutely does happen.
He went to the other side of the store, and nobody batted an eyelash.
What percentage of their theft do you think is by white people?
I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't either, actually.
I'll
be honest. Now that I think about it, I'm sure a lot of white people steal in those stores because nobody's watching them. Because it's assumed that they're not going to steal.
They still on a bigger level. That's why they. If I got white homies out putting meat in their pants from the grocery store and walking out with that shit. My white boys, they just take shit just because they know they can.
Yeah, that's true.
Why? That's white privilege right there. Is
There you
being
go. No,
able to walk
absolutely.
into a store and not have to worry about shit.
Yeah.
And then on the bigger scales, it's more. It's like it's not no regular ass theft. This is fucking millions of dollars of money being laundered and shit like that. And it's like, oh, you guys didn't catch this guy till 40 years later. And $2 billion later.
Gotcha.
But I can't even walk across the street to Walmart without all hands on deck.
Yeah.
So
That's a good point. No, that's a brilliant point. You're absolutely right. I agree with you. You're absolutely right.
So here I am coming in from a computer class that we took in college. They don't know that though. He's on the other side of the store just willy-nilly. I'm here with the door covered. I got one dude to the left and one guy behind me, and they think that I don't know. I know.
Yeah.
I get the glasses picked out. I get to the register. Keep in mind, when you shop at high-end stores like that, and you're shopping and spending money, they offered, all the white girls had glasses of wine in their hands. I never got offered a glass of wine. But I spent the most money in that store. They drank their wine and they left. I get the glasses. They get picked out.
That's pretty typical. You're making a brilliant point, man. You're making a brilliant point. I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
I get to the register, and I pull out. I have cash. I'm 19, 20 at the time. This was before I even know what credit can really do for you.
Yeah. Or what it can do to you.
Yeah.
A little ignorance is bliss in that aspect. Yeah,
you got to learn about that credit. Go learn about that. Some of y'all got 45% APR, right? And thinking you got to hook up. You need to go get. You need to go do that homework.
Ridiculous.
But
yes.
I pull the money out. And I pull the money out. I hand this lady I count the money out. I give her the money, and just the look, I'll never forget it. Just the look on her face was like, she kind of just looked at me like, really? Like,
oh, she was surprised that you were gonna pay?
Yeah, she
wasn't surprised you had cash.
It looked deeper than that. It looked like she was surprised that I had money and that I actually had business being in this store.
Yeah.
And just the way that she counted it. You know what I'm saying? Every other one, she's holding to the light. Every other 20, she's holding. Every other 50, she's holding it to the light.
Yeah. For fucking 20s. Get the fuck out of here for 20s.
So, like,
they don't have a counterfeit pin. They don't have a fucking machine to run it through.
Right?
They're this big fucking corporation, but they can't swing a counterfeit pin.
Hey, I mean,
you're making some brilliant points. And here's something that I just realized while listening to you. A lot of these people who work in the high-end stores aren't high-end people. They're faking it. They're full of shit. They're poor people just like the rest of us. They live in a shitty little hovel, but when they're at work, they act like they're high society. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because they're still minimum wage employees. I mean, they may get, but no wealthy girl is going to go do that. If a woman who can afford to shop there needs a job, they're going to be a paralegal, or they're going to be like a secretary or an assistant to one of their dad's friends or in a company he owns or some shit like that. They're not going to necessarily do retail. A lot of them do, but yeah, so that's interesting. You make a brilliant point.
I mean, this is just a life. This is the life that I've lived.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter where I go, I am the suspect. That's just period. That's period. No matter where I go, I fit the description. Oh, it's the tall black dude with the hat on. It doesn't matter where I go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no privilege in that. There's no privilege
No,
in that.
absolutely not. You're absolutely right. No.
But like I have to say this story about me getting pulled over.
Okay, go ahead.
I get pulled over 80% of the time. I'm living with a ticket. There was one night, me and my buddy Paul, there was some drinking going on, there was some driving going on. I was driving. My buddy Paul was not driving. We get pulled over, whatever. Was there any drinking going on? No, there was no drinking going on. They look to me. They start to hands on the wheel, hands out the car, step out. They started to do all that, but my buddy had stuck up for me. He just said, hey, he wasn't drinking. I was drinking. That's why I'm in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Okay, where are you guys going? What did he just tell you? And where are we at? He said we're going to Park West. Park West is right here. We're literally 2 rights away from being at his house. All right, you guys have a nice night. The cop gets in his car. I start my car and I go. Now, if he was not there, I would have gotten another ticket.
Yeah.
For what? Shit,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that's what cops do. They're looking to find some 2 or 3 other things to book you for. I mean, that's pretty typical. And yeah, you know, in my experience with getting pulled over, it hasn't been a very harsh situation. You know, like even when they were giving me a hard time, they weren't really giving me a hard time. You know, they hardly ever made me get out of the car or anything like that.
I've gotten pulled over for having a nice car.
Yeah, you're not supposed to. You're black.
See? That's not a privilege.
Dude, I have a friend who was in the Air Force with, and he was a cop before he joined the Air Force. And where he lived, there was clubs. I think it might have, I'm not going to say. But there was clubs on one side of town, and the majority of the people who went to the clubs lived on the other side of the town, and they would cut through military housing because it wasn't gated or anything. It was military housing, but you could drive through. And since it was military housing, he didn't really need much of an excuse to pull you over. It's not like regular police, but he literally told me he pulled over every two-tone car. Every two-tone car. So that's a car with a custom paint job, for lack of a better way to put it. He pulled over every single one of them, and the majority of them ended in arrests. Now, he's absolutely profiling. Absolutely profiling. I even told him, you're profiling. He's like, yeah, but we were right, you know, over 90% of the time. I was like, I don't know. That's not very American. So. Yeah, I don't. I mean, racism in all its forms is wrong. And I find it easy to believe that there are cops. You know, there's bad cops. There's racist cops, absolutely. But they also, you know, they still have a job to do. So I'd like to do
your job. Just do it right.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's knocking how the job is done. It's just certain behaviors that are exhibited while doing the job, and it's like, come on, man.
And cops are naturally suspicious, and they naturally don't believe you, which actually affects their personal life. I think that's why divorce is so high with cops, is because they just have a natural inability to believe anything you say. I think they're kind of trained to never trust what people tell them.
I'll tell you what, whenever I'm driving, I'm about to put a white mannequin in that bitch. And I'm getting out of every ticket. I mean, there's I gotta use the bathroom. Is it okay if I use the bathroom? Oh, sorry, our bathrooms aren't working right now.
That's funny, dude, because
I could buy something if you want. No, it's okay. We're just, their bathrooms are closed right now.
so many companies
But
are
I'm
just
watching other people
Yeah.
come out of the bathroom and they just happen to be not black.
so many companies are now just saying that their restroom is out of order every fucking day. The Walgreens.
Why I got to be out of order when I ask?
Oh, I don't.
That's my question. Why does it have to be out of order when I ask?
Because you're black.
Because I'm black. There's the answer.
Yeah.
There it is.
So racism exists, absolutely. The superiority of white people does not. Racism absolutely exists, but we are not superior. The ideology of us being superior is very much alive and well, but we are not actually superior, is what I'm trying to say when I say white superiority is not really a thing, because we're not superior. Am I superior to you?
No.
Exactly.
But this is more of a
No, I'm readjusting my
Yeah, I know.
opinion
Yeah, I got
based
you.
on what you said. And I just want to make it abundantly clear. I'm not superior. I'm not better than anybody else at all. Especially because of the way I was fucking born. Get the fuck out of here. Come on, man. My parents were fucking losers, dude. I had white parents who were fucking losers. You know, I come from a family of fucking losers. You know, they just happen to have a lot of money, so they got away with it for a long time.
Yeah, and then I think that's where the white privilege could come from. It's more for rich white people.
Yes.
Because I know you like. I don't want to say you're bringing yourself down to feel what I'm feeling, but it does. I get what you're saying, but the point is, one's a white dude and one's a black dude. If we're both standing outside and it's raining and we're trying to get in, chances are you're going to get in that building before I do.
Very true. I can see that happening. Absolutely. Yeah.
I think for those that live in it, don't see it.
And for people like me who don't experience, for people like me who aren't really experiencing it,
You don't see it.
no. Because I grew up hanging out with Mexican gangsters and stuff, and when the cops would roll up, they'd just be like, they'd tell me like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
Yeah.
straight up, they just tell me, get the fuck out of here.
That 1,000%
Yeah.
is a privilege.
Yeah.
That's a privilege.
Yeah. And I assumed it was because, well, first of all, I wasn't a real gangster, but that doesn't mean I'm not breaking the law. I could have very easily have been breaking the law. In fact, a lot of the times I was breaking the law, and they're just like, get the fuck out of here. And there are differences between when I would get pulled over with white dudes in the car or if I get pulled over with non-white dudes in the car. There was a big difference now that I'm thinking about it.
And I'll say this. Some of my people ain't all the way right. A lot of us ain't all the way right. But that's in every
Exactly.
fucking nationality.
And statistically, there's going to be more not right white people because there's more of us in the nation. So there's going to be a lot more of us saying and doing stupid shit.
But and this is the thing, though. The fact that you can say that and not be under the microscope of society is a privilege. We can go to Walmart right now. I could just give you a list and you can take that shit and shit. That's just how it is. And again, I mean, you taught me this. My brain is where how the world should be compared to how it is.
Yes.
And that's always stuck with me. And that's why I feel safe up here in my brain, because I get to live the way I want. I get to believe that everything is how it should. But when you step outside, it's not.
Yes.
Especially for me. I'm just going to use me. I'm not going to say the black man. I can. But I'm going to speak on me. You know what I'm saying? Even just being being in elementary and, you know, watching all the students get the door held open for them, but when it was for me, it was kind of like, he can open it himself.
You are a grown man.
In elementary?
Oh, I thought you meant as a teacher. I'm sorry.
No,
that's fucked up, dude. I'm sorry.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, you were a grown man in 6th grade. No, dude, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about while at work. I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
No, at work, yeah, I'm grown. I open my own damn door. But this is just being, you know, being a kid and seeing little things.
Well, no, I can totally relate because I grew up in El Rio and I was constantly getting beat up and made fun of.
Because you were probably the only white guy.
Nah, I was the only white guy who, first of all, I was the newest white guy. And that's the thing is like once you get a newest dude at the bottom of the totem pole that everybody's going to make fun of. And then so all the few white guys in the neighborhood, they just picked on me as well. And that was kind of how they were accepted. Is because they would make fun of me and they would torture me and they would beat me up.
I could only imagine, because again, I'm not gonna divulge every combo that we had, but just the ones that we've had when it comes to you and like a group. You never really had like a group.
Not really, no.
You never really had a group. You couldn't hang out with the whites because you love black people too much. And you can't hang out with the blacks because they think you're racist.
Kinda, yeah.
So how, like...
Well, also, in all fairness, I grew up in Oxnard in the 80s, and we played by prison rules, dog. Literally on the playground, prison rules applied. So I couldn't hang out with Mexicans. I could hang out with black kids. I could hang out with Asians. I could hang out with others. I couldn't hang out with Mexicans. So for the first like 5-6 years of my life, I befriended the black kids and the Asian kids. Those are the only people I could be friends with. And it wasn't really until like maybe junior high, or it really wasn't until I started playing Little League and I was really good at baseball that I started to be, you know, invited over to people's houses and stuff. I think that's really actually where it started because I was really good at baseball and, you know, we took it seriously. Even though it was just Little League, we all took it very seriously.
All right. Yeah. Let me see what we got. Because I need people to know you, man. People, like, I shouldn't even, it's not a lot of people. It's really
well,
not.
and I appreciate that. But like I said, like, when if you're not going to take the time to really study somebody, you really can't have an opinion on them that's going to be correct. Especially, you know, like I said, who we were 12 years ago, that's not who we are now. You know, like I've told you before, like when I would have a racist thought or a sexist thought, really the reality was I didn't want to admit that I'm not doing my job as a man. That's what it was. It wasn't, you know, it's like, oh, it's because she's into black guys. It's like, no, if you had a job and you were working out and you had a nice car, you would attract that kind of woman too, dipshit. For a long time, I didn't think like that. You know.
What changed?
I started going to AA. Literally, like the first day I walked into Alcoholics Anonymous, you know, I was going in there like, oh, my life's so miserable. If you had my mom, you'd drink too. If you had my life, you'd drink too. You know, if you had my wife, you'd drink too. And as soon as I get in there, everybody's in there. I was like, yeah, I remember when I was drinking, and I thought, well, if you had my life, you'd drink too. Every single person in there said the exact same fucking thing. Oh, I'm a victim. No, we're not victims. We're doing it to ourselves. And, you know, Alcoholics Anonymous is great because, you know, they want you to realign your faith with a God of your understanding. And they want you to, you know, the tenements of Alcoholics Anonymous, which is the same as Christianity's. We don't lie, we don't cheat, we don't steal. We try to be as honest and upfront as possible, and that's what keeps us sober. So that's where a lot of my honesty came from, because a good portion of my dishonesty and my inability to speak was me trying to hold on to my victimhood and justify me not doing my job as a man. And then Alcoholics Anonymous and church just blew that right out the window. They're like, if you were doing what the fuck you were supposed to be doing in the first place, you'd be a lot happier. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to him real quick, though. And that is the embarrassing truth, man. because I thought I knew what was best. I thought I knew what was right. I thought I knew more than God. I thought I knew more than my parents, and I was dead wrong. So that starts you off down this path of ignorance. And it's just it's easier to attach more ignorance than it is to break away from the ignorance. And it's a hard thing to get out of. I still find myself going like, I miss my comfort zone. Like the Nirvana lyric, I miss the comfort of being sad. I can't tell you how much I relate to that, because that's being sad and being depressed was comfortable because I recognized it and I knew I was in my safe zone. A lot of us deal with that. A lot of us see depression as our safe zone.
Nah, not me.
I
Too
hope
happy.
not. You don't strike me as if you're depressed, you're hiding it very well. I don't think you're depressed. I think we all suffer with depression, especially in this modern day. You know, when everything we do is wrong. We can't even raise our fucking kids anymore, you know?
Whenever I think I'm depressed, it always has something to do with somebody else.
Very true. Very
Probably
true.
like worry about somebody else
Yes.
or trying to impress somebody else.
Yes.
Or something. It's
Or
always
somebody else isn't doing what you think they should be doing.
Yeah, every time I felt down in the dumps, it was always about somebody else. Like, I mean, yeah, I have my moments. It's like, damn, I messed that up, but it's normally nothing that can be fixed.
Yeah. Yes.
It's always so little.
And that's the thing is when I was in my own dysfunction, when I was feeling sorry for myself, I would do and say things that couldn't be fixed. You know, I would be like, oh, I'm going to kill you, you dumb motherfucker. I'm going to cut your fucking head off. And I didn't mean that. I was just so sure nobody took me seriously. I had to threaten death and violence just to get somebody to listen to me. That was my own ignorance, you know, because I wasn't a man. So nobody treated me like a man. Nobody respected me like a man. But I'm like, oh, I'm a man. And I had done anything. I hadn't done anything to earn that title. Every day I struggle to earn the title of man. And it's hard, dude. It's fucking hard, man.
Yeah, it can be, especially when people have something to say, when people always have something to say.
Exactly. And that's the thing. I remember when I started doing really good at comedy, you know, I had my videos up on like YouTube and shit. And then like one day, just out of the blue, like people started talking shit about me. Like, this guy's not that funny. I don't know why people like him, la, la, la. And at first I was upset, but then I realized like, yo, I've made it. I am so popular that people have decided to dislike me just because they keep seeing me. I've made it. That's the thing. Once you make it, you don't actually make it because now you've got this much more drama and this much more anxiety. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, dude. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
We've
I've
talked
had to
about
deal with it different ways. I've dealt with mine different ways. They just can't come around no more.
Exactly. Hey, do you mind if we take a break? I gotta fucking pee.
Nope. We'll be back.
Sorry.
We're back. Had to go to the bathroom, shit like that. You know, I'm not even drinking and my baby bladder's kicked in. But yeah, I think when how do I say it? I think when there is like a debate when it comes to topics like this, what I see is you're quick to retort with a fact. And yeah, that's how a debate should go. But I think people, they feel dismissed. And it's like there's listening to learn and there's listening to respond. I think people might feel like that.
I definitely listen to respond. You're absolutely, that's a bad fucking habit. Damn, call me out on your own show.
Well, you know, we hold each other.
No, dude, you're absolutely right.
Hold each other accountable.
That's something that I haven't thought about in a long, long time. You know, a lot of us, when we have a conversation, we just wait for our turn to speak, and that's wrong. That's wrong, and it's a variation of that. But also, to a certain extent, I have to be a little less compassionate. You know.
Yeah. Okay. See, there, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. Like, if it is a debate and you know what you know, you just know what you know. Yeah. And when you know what you know, you're not necessarily open to hearing what could be, or it's like, yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, that's what that number says.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can't put an experience, or you can't put context behind a number.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, it's still a fact, but facts don't necessarily hold context or a backstory to it.
No, you're absolutely right.
You know, and there's a lot of things that I've heard you say that I believe to be right because you told me that they're right, and you know, I'm not gonna go fact check it because you know that comes with a.
I mean, that's just Lord Sanctus and I's opinion. I honestly, you know, and like I said, 'cause I kind of agree with him there. It's your show. You do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. But you know, I research almost anybody who says something that I think is either right or wrong. You know, in the beginning, I didn't really even agree with Charlie Kirk, you know? I was like, this guy's kind of an asshole. And then, you know, just the more I listened, I'm like, oh, okay, he's a Christian. He just, you know, for lack of a better way to put it, he wants us to appeal to a higher order. He wants more out of us. He wants us to be stronger, better parents, better people, better Christians. But in the beginning, it was really easy to be like, oh, this dude's a dick. But, you know, I definitely listened to a lot of people I disagree with. That's how I found out, you know, that I owe Farrakhan an apology. That's how I found out I owe Malcolm X an apology. Because for years, I was like, oh, those guys are anti-Semites. Don't listen to them. And that was, you know, what they were just trying to do is warn us about what the world has been experiencing for the past, you know, several hundred years. And when we just shut them off. Because it was easier, it was more convenient than sitting and listening to somebody I disagree with.
That reminds me, real quick though. So there was a post that you did about Charlie Kirk, and I didn't know about this until it was brought to my attention. You spoke about Charlie Kirk, and then you spoke about pulling up on people that had, you know, that were celebrating his death. What can you give me some context behind that?
I was gonna kill motherfuckers. I'll say that. I was gonna kill motherfuckers. I was gonna hurt people. I was gonna set fires. I was angry. I was hurt. And it was gonna be indiscriminatory. You know, I was gonna find the most left person I could find and hurt them. And actually what happened is just before I left the house, for some odd reason, I got back on like Instagram or whatever, and I started seeing a couple people saying like, hey,
okay,
this incident is absolutely no reason to return with more violence. This is not the time to be returning with more violence. You know, Charlie Kirk would never approve of violence. And then I stayed home. I was furious, and I'm not the only one. I've talked to a lot of people who felt the exact same way. Like, we just wanted to hurt somebody. We were so mad. I mean, take into consideration how they treated Michael Jackson. That pissed off a lot of people, but especially a lot of black people, because that dude got the shaft. That dude got fucked over. You know, that's how I think for white people, that's the situation with Charlie Kirk. We're like, no, that's unacceptable. What happened to Michael Jackson was unacceptable. What happened to Charlie Kirk was unacceptable. So yeah, I was angry. I was hurt, and it's really ironic that the guy that was teaching me to turn the other cheek, and why we turn the other cheek. We don't turn the other cheek to say, hit me again. We turn the other cheek because back in biblical times, if somebody disrespected you, they hit you with the back of their hand. That was their way of saying, you're lower than me. If you hit them with your open palm, you're saying they're an equal. So when Jesus would get hit with the back of the hand, he'd be like, no, you're going to hit me with the front of the hand. You're going to respect me. That's what I should have been doing. But I gave in to the devil. I gave in to anger. I gave in to fear. And I just thank God that I was able to, you know, for whatever reason, have that little bit of saving grace. I had no plan. You know, it wasn't like I'm going to do this or that. But definitely destruction was at the top of the list. Now, would I have actually done anything? Who knows, dude? Who knows? Because I was literally just going to walk out into the streets of Oxnard and look for a reason to go to prison.
Oh shit! Yeah, don't do that.
Exactly. But that is also me dealing with my shortcomings as a man, and I've only been a Christian for like a month now. You know, I'm familiar with Christianity. Even as an atheist, I believed in the teachings of Jesus Christ and in the teachings of the Bible. Like I said, it's pretty basic, pretty simple stuff, and it's also stuff that other religions and like when you look into Egyptian beliefs, it was very similar. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt respect thy honor, thou shalt not steal, respect thy mother and father. All that stuff's pretty simple, basic stuff. But I was willing to throw all of that away and my life because I let the devil get me angry enough.
All right. So I want to put this to bed.
So, and I would like to apologize for that because that was thank you, by the way. Nobody's ever called me out on that.
That might be the problem. That might be the problem.
Yeah, please call me out.
It's okay though. The people that you rock with, it's okay to hold them accountable because I have been seeing what's been said about me. Now again,
who the fuck's talking about you?
I don't give a shit, homie. Y'all can say whatever it is that you want about me, but something like this is a big deal to me. I can't be having people say, "Oh, well, you guilty by association."
Yeah.
Hey, fuck you, homie. I do nothing but stand for my black people. All right. So don't ever play with me like that.
So
I'm a black man first.
So what's their opinion of when Oprah got started and she had black leaders and white supremacists on the same stage?
I can't speak for Oprah, but I'm speaking for me. I'm speaking for Julius. I'm speaking for JC Logan. I'm speaking for Realquicctho. Don't ever try to put that, oh, he kicks it with white supremacists. No, I don't. Y'all just don't know him.
Kick it with white supremacists.
Like, don't put that on me. I can't allow you to put that on me. And then, like, I need, you know what I'm saying? I would like this bullshit to be cleaned up, and that's why I'm allowing you to speak your piece. There's some people that think that we shouldn't be having this conversation at all. There's some people that think that you shouldn't be in this chair, but I don't care about that because this is my shit and I'm going to do what I want. And, it don't matter who sits in that chair. They're going to ruffle some feathers. They are going to ruffle some feathers. But for the last time, I need you to explain to people, just tell them who you are. They think you're a white supremacist. They think you're racist. You know you're not.
I need evidence. Show me evidence. Prove to me that I'm a white supremacist and I don't even realize it. Prove it to me. It's a simple demonstrate actual facts. Like you said, you made up a good point.
I don't think they're going to be able. They might. No. But it'll. Again, I think it's people say that because of how you respond. People say that because you can be dismissive of what they have to say.
Because people want white people to not have a spine. I have a fucking spine. I'll stand up for myself. I'll say, yeah, I fucking said that. And if I'm wrong, by all means, correct me because I'm a man. I don't want to think I'm right. I want to know I'm right. And like we were talking, like there's subtle little things that you notice that I don't. And that's because you're a black man and I'm not.
Like it on the way to the bathroom, it literally just happened. Literally just happened. It was the smallest thing ever, but I noticed it because this is something that happens to me on a day-to-day basis.
Well, let's just say we walked by a gentleman, Julius said, I think you said, excuse me.
I said, I'm going to just slide right past you.
He kind of ignored you though. Like you're like, hey, I'm going to, yeah. And then I said, excuse me. He's like, oh yeah, right away or whatever. He responded.
And it was like, and you probably didn't even know. No, I didn't see.
And even before that, you didn't know this, but while I was waiting for you, when he's putting in the packages and stuff, he goes, hey man, I'm not in your way, am I? I'm like, no, I'm just waiting for my friend.
See, and the crazy thing before that is I opened the damn door for him to not even get a thank you or anything like that. Yep. This all happened. Yep. This all happened.
I'm glad it did too, because that was perfect timing too, by the way. Talk about a God shot.
That's the universe. That's the universe. Yeah. Like that is the universe. So shit like that, these little microaggressions, these micro privileges They really do exist. And that
Yeah.
was just,
Yeah.
that was a moment. That was a moment. And my dumb ass, now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't even play the music during the blackout, but I'll have to edit that in there.
Sports had a lot to do with me thinking racism is stupid. Like Bo Jackson was one of my, and still to this day is just one of my favorite people on fucking earth. That dude was a beast, man. That dude was a beast, you know? I mean, I loved Michael Jordan, freaking love, you know. So it's like, how can I look up to these guys for being amazing and then think I'm superior to them? It didn't make any sense. It never made sense.
I think an idea too might come from 3/5 the man. I believe that's the phrase.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that could be a part of this ideation of white supremacy.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Because we literally said, you are inferior in paperwork. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, on paper, most
Constitution.
definitely. I mean, on paper, I look great. It's
no, I think it was in the Constitution that said black people will account for 3/5 of a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ain't that some bullshit, dude?
Yeah.
Ain't that some bullshit?
About it. Now,
especially considering slave owners and slaves weren't all just slave owners weren't all white and the slaves weren't all black.
That's another thing too.
Yeah. So white slaves had it better than black slaves.
Shit's crazy.
Native American slaves had it better than black slaves. Yeah.
I don't know how we ended up here, but we're here. At the same time, we under that microscope too.
Yeah.
The world is call it what you want. The world is watching us. Period.
Good. I want them to watch. I want them to watch.
The world is watching us. And there's times where I feel like you damned if you do and you damned if you don't.
I'm strong enough to be willing to put my life under the microscope. Am I right enough? No. Am I strong enough? Probably not, but I'm sure as fuck gonna try, man, because as long as I have 100% accountability, it's going to be a lot harder for me to lie. It's going to be a lot harder for me to backslip. It's going to be a lot harder for me to relapse. It's going to be a lot harder for me to cheat on a significant other. I don't want to do any of that, dude. I just want to be a decent human fucking being. That's where a lot of this stems from. I just don't want to be wrong or evil or pig-headed or selfish, which is exactly who I am.
Yeah, I think you got to be wrong. Being wrong will make you stronger.
Yeah.
If you're wrong, you learn.
Learning from your mistakes, learning that you were wrong, why you were wrong, and what you could have done or what you can do next time to avoid that situation. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's really easy to see a clip of a guy like Charlie Kirk say something that sounds racist and be like, dude, fuck that dude. I mean, I kind of had a little bit of that going on myself. I mean, literally a lot of the guys I look up to, I started paying attention to because my friends said they were the enemy. Don't listen to this guy because he's mean. He bullies trans kids. That was Dr. Jordan Peterson. Fucking doctor. He bullies trans kids. He's one of the most intelligent people I've ever heard speak ever. You know, so when somebody's telling me not to listen to somebody, you have to listen to them. You know?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I don't know who that is, but.
What? Who?
Dr. Jordan Peterson?
Oh, dude. Must be some white people shit. He's very, very, very famous. He is an expert in psychology and in sexuality and transsexuality. But a bunch of college kids are trying to act like they put a hurt on him and burned him. He's from Canada, and the majority of his popularity came from Canada is trying to enforce language. Like they're trying to make it illegal to misgender somebody. And he's saying that's not acceptable.
Yeah, stop. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. That. And he was against that. And he was absolutely against that. And that's why people are like, oh, he's the enemy because he won't allow us to arrest people for misgendering.
Get out.
Dresses.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
That's what I'm saying. But all my lefty friends, they're like, oh, fuck this dude. And I'm like, well, let's find out what's so bad about him. And next thing I know, this guy's great. Same with Malcolm X and Farrakhan. I never really had a problem with what they said. I was just told they were anti-Semites, so don't listen to them. and I fucking followed, and I regret it. And now we have what? I'm probably going to ruffle some feathers here, dude. But fuck Al Sharpton and fuck Jackson, dude. Those guys are just opportunistic weasels.
Oh, Jesse?
Yeah, Jesse Jackson, dude. Them dudes have never had a job a day in their lives, man. They're just opportunistic.
I heard some stories, y'all. They in the doghouse.
Both of them?
I know Jesse is. Jesse ain't been, yeah, never mind.
No, we don't have to talk about it. We don't have to, but I'm just making the point that Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton were way more acceptable to the non-black community and to a lot of the black community, I think, than Farrakhan or Malcolm X, when we should have been listening to Farrakhan, when we should have been listening to Malcolm X.
Pay attention to the ones that get the door closed on them. Pay attention to those.
Yeah. By the way, I'm a white supremacist saying listen to Malcolm X, so I don't really know how to handle that.
Now, so then that just turns into, oh, you're playing in my face, but I just can't see it.
I guess, dude. I guess.
Shit. Let's see. What do we got, man? Arguing with AI. There are girls out there that are so toxic that they are arguing with AI for fun, and AI is arguing back.
And AI is probably winning.
Probably. Why girls got to argue all the time? Stop arguing so damn much. We don't want to argue all the time.
It's in their nature. Like, how often does a woman just say what she's thinking? You have to decipher it.
It's often.
Well, maybe
It's
you're
a
a
whole
lady,
lot.
but in general, women, you know, like I used to do this because I was raised by a single whiny woman. Like when I needed a ride home because it was cold and I didn't want to walk, instead of saying, yo, dog, let me get a ride home, I'd be like, oh my God, I have to walk. It's so far. These shoes aren't
ask
good
without
for
asking.
walking. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Ask without asking. So, and a lot of women will do that so they can say, oh, I never asked for any of that. Like, bitch, the fuck you did not. The fuck you did not.
I'm just like, why? Like, why are you arguing with all the...
Because men won't argue with them anymore.
Yep, see, and that's, yep. And I know. I'm just being dumb.
Like, can I, our friend comes out to the show. She's a little bossy and a little argumentative. I don't like that. That's a turnoff.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I mean, I love her. I think she's great, but that's a turnoff, dude. It's a turnoff. Like, I don't, you know. And I'm not saying just agree with me at all. You know, if I said something that's incorrect or needs to be corrected, you know, approach me like an adult.
I noticed that it's always the girls that got a million things going on at one time and they can't just sit down and focus on 2 or 3 of them. Those are the ones that are ready to just pop off.
Yeah.
Those are the ones. Yeah. I'm starting to see. I
got a little bitch in me too, because you know, you definitely described me a little bit. Like I said, but I was raised by I was raised by a single white woman who grew up you know, she grew up rich. You know, never had a want, never had a need. You know, whatever she want, it was bought for her. And then she ends up pregnant and on Section 8 in a matter of just like weeks. In less than a year.
She got on Section 8 fast as hell.
Yeah. Well, that was back when they were incentivizing being a single mother. That's when they were just fucking handing it out, dog. That's why I grew up in Section 8 in El Rio. We could have afforded to move out. I could have had a little bit of a better lifestyle, but
depending on the sand.
My mom was a shopping addict, you know? So we'd have high-end shit in our shitty Section 8 apartment. You know, there's nothing wrong with having nice stuff. But when you're like got Louis Vuitton and shit and you're living in the hood, like there's only so much of that that's acceptable. There's only so much of that's acceptable, man. And none of that, she wouldn't even wear it. She was just a shopping addict. She would buy clothes and then just put them in her closet.
What? Hell
yeah.
Hell no. Yeah, that's
so I was raised to be a spoiled brat without even realizing it. And I was a spoiled brat for a long, long time.
Let me see.
Like the world definitely owed me a favor for a long time. The world owed me a favor as far as I was concerned. And that's 100% not true.
So your mom, she wasn't racist at all, was she? Were these things that could have been taught? Like, I'm going to take it back a little bit. Did you blank out on me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were in the middle of a thought.
No. It was a question.
I apologize. What was the question?
So growing up, right? Your mom, you said your mom, she grew up rich, had money, this and that, no worries.
Yeah.
Could racism could have been taught to her, and did you see anything?
Dude, I accused her of being racist for years. I remember one time, my friend Marlon, the black dude, my first friend really ever. I was talking to him. I was like, man, my mom's so racist. And he's like, oh, your mom's so nice. La, 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 la. I'm like, oh, she's a racist. And he's like, why? Give me an example. And I was like, well, she was talking about going to the store and dealing with a woman that had a black girl attitude. She kept referring it to a black girl attitude. And then my friend
That's
goes,
just tone deaf, but yeah.
Yeah. No, but then my friend goes, black girls do have attitudes. I'm like, you're not fucking helping.
But why does it have to be? Why does it have to be a black girl attitude?
Yeah. Well, because there's a lot of
there's a lot of sauce in that.
Yeah, there is. White girl attitudes is kind of nah. You don't even notice it. You're like, add some salt, bitch.
He said that's a salt. That's a salt.
Add some salt. But like, yeah. So I was like, okay. And he's coming from a black experience. I mean, we were both children. We were like 12, maybe. But I was like, okay, maybe I'm wrong. But I still think, like, my mom she's a Christian white nationalist. She definitely thinks that white people, she would say things like white people need to have more babies. And then, my sister's super, super liberal. And I was back then, why do white people have to have more babies? And she said, because otherwise we'll become the minority. And my sister goes, well, what's wrong with that? Are minorities mistreated or something? Oh, my God.
Oh, shit.
Talk to him real quick, though. My sister dropped that fucking mic, and my mom's like, you know what I'm talking about. I think we all know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yikes.
So, yeah, I was raised in that environment. So for me to hold on to some of it, yeah, that's a possibility. That's absolutely a possibility. But it's not something I like practice. It's not something I go like, hey, can't wait to ruin a black guy's day. Not even close, dude. A beautiful black baby is beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful things on earth. A baby is just one of the most beautiful things on earth, and it does not fucking matter what color the parents were. It does not, because an adorable little black baby is just as adorable as a little Asian baby or a little white baby or a little Mexican baby. They're fucking adorable. They're fucking adorable. That's where we came from, right? We stopped being adorable, but we're still the same fucking, we're still the same creation.
Beautifully spoken. Beautiful.
Talk to him real quick, though.
David's baby's kind of, he's all right. I'm just kidding. Kids adore. It's funny too because it's so funny because I was holding the baby and in one of the pictures the baby's just like looking at me like, yo, who the hell is this dude? And I'm laughing and I'm like, that's such a good description of my comedy. The crowd would be looking at me going like, what is he talking about? And I'm on stage going, I was like, that's so, because the baby's like, yo, who is this dude? He's got this look like, who is this dude? And you can see like, I got this big old smile on my face.
Babies make the day go right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Lemon, stop trying to argue. I mean, yeah, go ahead and argue with the AI. That's better for me. A fun one, a goofy one. You can't smell underwater. Or can you? Humans.
Huh.
I don't think we can smell underwater.
No, humans, I mean, it's just sharks. That's
I'm plugging
almost
my
all they
nose.
do. Yeah, right?
Can you smell fish underwater? I know I can't.
I don't think so.
I don't think you can smell underwater. Hey, leave it in the comments. Fight me on this one. Now, this is a debate.
Well, yeah, because the receptors would be filled with salt water, so they wouldn't be able to recept the aroma.
Devil's advocate. How the fuck am I going to play devil's advocate for this?
Should I do cocaine underwater? I can smell.
Hey, I can sniff underwater.
You gonna try to stop me?
Fuck, nah, you can't. Nah, you can't even debate that. You can't smell underwater. Like,
And anything that you do smell is also going to be, because your smell and taste senses are connected. They kind of work together. So, like if there's blood in the water, you may taste the blood. It gives you the sensation that you're smelling it. Yeah. I have no idea, dude. That's usually the kind of shit that I like to drop on people.
Yeah, see, this is what I like to do. All that other shit, y'all gonna have that other shit, but we needed to get some clarifications, all right? We need to get some clarifications because, yeah, we need to. Shit, if there was Popeyes under that water, I wouldn't be able to smell it, even if I was underwater with the Popeyes.
That's just a waste of Popeyes. That's just a waste of Popeye smells good.
There was a helicopter that crashed in Huntington Beach. I hope you're good. My feed I'm still tapped in with Orange County a little bit. I gotta be. I love it. That's my home. I can't remember the last time I've seen a helicopter crash in the news besides good old Kobe. But hey, who's flying these? What was you doing when you was flying that shit?
Well, I don't know if you know, but the helicopter that Kobe had was one of the most. It was one of the top 10 deadliest aircraft.
The hell?
Yeah, and 2 pilots refused to take off that day. It was a third pilot who agreed to fly because there's 2 pilots. Like the conditions aren't worth it. I'm not going to do it. It's too dangerous. And then he finally got a hold of a third pilot that said he would try.
Did Kobe know that?
Kobe called the. That's a good question because I always assumed that Kobe called the pilots, but he probably has people to do that for him.
He probably got people to do that.
He probably don't even have a phone. He don't need one. You get somebody else holds his phone for him. That's a good point.
Where do you get your information from? Because that's a random fact to know. That's random. The helicopter that Kobe got in was what, top 10 most dangerous?
Yeah.
How the hell did you find that out?
Probably online. Online.
What the hell?
The first because there was a video top 10 most dangerous commercial aircraft, and that was like I think the only helicopter on the whole list. And in that clip they mentioned like, oh, this is the helicopter that crashed with Kobe. So that's how I found out. So then I started to investigate that a little further.
How is it dangerous? Like you up in the air away from everything. How?
I think it's the design of the helicopter, and you also have to understand that like in between buildings and stuff, helicopters can't really function because they're not getting enough circulation. Like they have to be out open enough so that there's huge circulation of air, especially in that helicopter because it had 2 propellers, if I'm not mistaken. But it has to have enough airflow. That's why sometimes, you'll see it in movies or something. A helicopter pilot will be like, "Oh, I can't land there." It's because if there's too much blocking the airflow, it'll just crash. Because it's dependent upon the pressure, the compression of the air to lift it. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not getting in no helicopter that only got 2 propellers. How about that? How about that? You gotta have 4 or more. Bo or Mo. But yeah, I hope you're safe, whoever you are.
Of course, we can get into the actual conspiracy if you want, because Kobe was about to break with Nike, do his own shoe line, and start a basketball league in China. So according to the speculators, that's why he was killed.
Big Pharma is involved too.
I believe it. You know, Big Pharma is just another extension of Big Oil.
I can see that.
Our pills are made with oil. Fossil fuels are literally used to make the pills that we swallow every day. So it's just another extension of Big Oil. No one wants to talk about that.
Oh shit. Yeah, my aunt, she would tell me a lot of stuff about even that. Partly because she's a big Kobe fan, and then the other part is being a part of the Nation of Islam and everything like that. And yeah, that was some dirty work. Yeah, it was. Yeah. It kind of reminded me of the Michael Jackson conspiracy about him owning half of Sony. Yeah. And yeah, same thing.
Exactly. Thing. A lot of people say Michael Jackson was killed. It wasn't until he refused to sell Sony back the rights to the Beatles that all of a sudden he was a child molester. Mm-hmm. If you actually pay attention, he refused to sell the rights back. And there's a couple other things going on. He was upset with his label, as we all know. he wrote a song about how much he doesn't like Jews, and then they made him edit it.
The good old mudslinging.
So yeah.
I've always
I'm not saying like he was a racist or anything. I'm saying like he was tired of being
I'm
mistreated
with
by
you.
Jews.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm agreeing with you. But that's what they do. They mudsling. They'll find a way to humiliate you publicly until you give in.
Yeah.
Some don't give in.
That's why I want to read those books by the Riz, because he talks about the correlation between the black community and the Jews. I really want to read that because I honestly believe that the black community, much like every other community, has been manipulated by Jewish interests.
See, and the thing too, everybody has this idea about, all right, why don't you guys just go get up and leave? It's like, it don't matter where we go, they still gonna be there.
Yeah.
The man is still gonna be there to put a flag down and show you this piece of paper that doesn't mean shit. And somehow, some way, we're just going to blindly follow what they say. Yeah. And that's like we're already so stuck and we're already too deep into this rat race. Nobody knows what to do. And if you do know what to do, you're afraid to do it because not a lot of people are down to do it with you.
None of us want to give up our bullshit comfortable lives. None of us want to give up our bullshit comfortable lives. We'd rather stay in denial and stay ignorant, like I said, so we can have our Netflix and our alcohol and our weed. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I still suffer with that shit today. You know, the majority of my time is spent.
Y'all can do it for Jimmy Kimmel. You should be able to do it for yourself. Disney lost billions because they said,
I love it. Oh, my God.
You know what I'm saying? But
talk to him real quick,
everybody fucking
though.
stood up for Jimmy Kimmel and this and that. And what happened? Disney got hit in their pockets, and they didn't like it. These people hit hard. Hey, bring them back. Bring them back. Y'all had all this energy for Jimmy Kimmel. Why can't we have the energy for everything else? We have seen.
Well, because they were told to fight for Jimmy Kimmel. That's why.
Hey, well, shit. Fight for the people then.
Yeah, fight for yourselves. Fight for a better tomorrow. Fight for your kids. Yeah.
I've done my. Oh, I'm not participating today. I went months. I messed up my credit over it. I went months without paying a bill. Yeah.
Because it didn't matter. Because it didn't disrupt my comfort at the time.
Yeah, it didn't matter at all. I mean, I was able to get some fines removed. Like, nah, I'm not paying this. I'm not paying that. I'm not paying this. You got to send me a true bill. I did all that. I've sent bills back. We've had bill wars where we just going back and forth. I've sent bills back. I'm not gonna say my fucking cable provider, but they sent me the bill. I sent them a bill. We had phone calls. Okay, I need a true bill. This ain't no true bill. Yeah. You're just showing me about the bill that should be paid. Number one, y'all didn't even spell my name right. I don't spell my name in all caps.
Oh, that's totally different.
I'm not the corporation here.
Yeah, that's totally different.
I'm the living human.
If your name is in all caps, it's totally different. That's why if you notice on like our social security cards in government,
everything,
it's all in caps. Everything. That's a different name than the one you were born with.
That's not me.
Yeah.
Why I gotta pay that bill? That shit ain't me. Y'all send it to the wrong person. I'm not the corporation. But that's a different. It's all a business. If you look at your tombstone, that's all in caps. Any piece of mail you get, it's all in caps.
Yes, sir.
All our bills are already paid. Our QSIBs and everything like that. That number, your social number, is an account. You just got to learn how to get access to it. I'm fucking working on it.
Yeah. Or get an EIN number and replace your social security number with it. Yeah.
For tax purposes, of course, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But yeah, that's a whole thing in itself. I went down that rabbit hole, and I was convinced enough to play the game. I was playing the game for a bit, and if you must know, I didn't pay some of them damn bills. I did not.
You wait long enough, they fall off your credit.
Facts. Like 7 years or something.
Yeah, I was a little peckerhead, dude. I would it's 7 years. Like, they'd be like, get 3 months free, and then it's only $20 a month after that. I get the 3 months and then just never pay. I would do that all the time, and I would just rack up shitty credit. I still have shitty credit. My credit report last time I checked was literally 4. Now 400.
Damn.
Not 104. Fucking 4.
Damn.
Because I don't have debt, because I'm not making payments. I'm paying all my bills and my rent.
True. You gotta play the game, yeah.
Exactly.
That's why they say bad credit's better than no credit.
Exactly.
You gotta play the game. And what happens? Yeah. you end up getting sucked into the game because it's like, hey, did you know you pre-approved for 100,000? No, what you mean? All you got to do is sign right here.
Yeah. And
don't pay it off early, because if you pay it off early, we're gonna charge you for paying it off early. Like that, yeah.
And that's where those 19-20% APRs come in, because you're like, yo, I can get this much money like today or tomorrow. I'll fucking sign it. Or like you do what I do, and it's like, oh, I'll just make double payments. Like I remember I was financing a car, and I'm like, I'll just make double payments every month. I didn't make double payments once. Not fucking once did I make double payments.
And you could tell them, hey, put this towards the principal. Put it towards that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Put it towards, you can call and tell, I want this to go towards the principal. I don't want this to go towards any interest. How do I have interest already? I'm not even late.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many university college educated people would be like, oh, I've only owed this much in student loans. And then they open up their bill. I was living with a doctor. I was dating a doctor. That's right. And like she racked up like $178,000 in student loan fees, and she'd been paying them off for like 12 years. And she's like, yeah, I remember she got it in the mail, and she's opening it, and she's like, man, I got to be pretty damn close to zero, la, 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 la. And she opens it up, and it was still like almost $70,000. And she couldn't understand how she owed that much. And I'm like, well, let me guess, you've been paying the minimum payment. She goes, yeah, like, don't pay the minimum payment. And it's sad because she's educated, she's a doctor, but also she spent all those formidable years in medical school. So that's why doctors are kind of just dumb about some shit. They just don't know. Like, they don't know that you can't just pay the minimum payment.
You can. It's just not going to reflect good.
No,
on you.
Yeah,
now,
it goes to the interest
bill that I've
first.
Had like that, I've always paid more. I've always made it a point to pay more. It does help, and I've always made it a point to pay it off early. And I'm not talking about no months early. I'm talking about years early. And I've been to the dealership enough times for them to know, don't ask me for no down payment. And if I'm going to be penalized for paying this off early, we won't have a deal.
Yeah.
And now I feel disrespected. And now I'm going to offer you $3,000 less, and you're going to take this money because nobody wants this bike right here. Nobody wants this car. This shit's been here for 9 months. Tax included, too. Shit, over here trying to tax me $3,000. I get it. Everybody has to make their money. But if you know how to play the game, save yours.
Dog. When I worked at Ventura Toyota, we had a used car lot on the other side of the property. And, you know, we'd be like, oh, we'll give you $1,500 for your car, $1,500 trade-in for your car. And then we turn around and sell it for $12,000.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah. So imagine that wiggle room. So if you've marked it up over $11,000 and I walk in and I go, I'll give you $8,000, they have to consider that, especially if you go towards the end of the month when they're trying to fill those quotas.
Yep. That's the best time to get them. Yeah. But also, that's when the police is out.
Is it?
Quota week. Yep. Quota week. Quota week is 10 days, yo. Quota week. I say it's 10 days from the 20th to the 31st. I know that's 11, but you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah, that's when they be out. That's when the police are out.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I'm white. I don't have to think about that. Dude, honestly, it's good to fucking be able to joke, man.
I know.
Because for the past month, I have not. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've not been able to really just been able to enjoy myself and have a good time and just laugh and joke, man. This feels good. This feels really good. I'm glad I can get back to this. We talk about getting ripped off for cars.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot. And you know, again, I'm not trying to bring us back and keep bringing us back to the point, but I needed to know for myself. I needed to know for my people, because again, like, and it all goes back to a perspective. It all goes back to what is being seen and what's not being seen.
Yeah.
The same way you didn't see the guy that just blatantly ignored me but said something to you is the same way that I could have missed that what you're saying could be racist or whatever, and other people on the outside looking in can clear it up, but I want you to clear it up, and you have been clearing it up.
I think so.
You know,
I hope so.
I mean, no matter what, people are going to say what they need to say.
Because, I mean, honestly,
people are going to say what they're going to say.
And that makes me mad, because I think I put a lot of time and effort. I mean, minus my sense of humor, because I have an awful sense of humor. You know, because like somebody be like, oh, why do you get to do that? Because I'm white. That was just a joke because I'm white. And there's probably a little bit of truth to that.
So that right there, I can see how hopefully some people can take that and maybe feel a little bit better about it. But then, you are going to have some of those that are stuck in your ways. Yeah. You are going to have some of those that are going to say, hey, real quick, though, what the fuck you still doing talking to him?
Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be people who just don't want to see you in a positive light no matter what. Yeah, and that's, and my only advice as far as that is to avoid those people. I mean, I've dumped 100 friends, at least. Because they weren't keeping it pushing. They were staying in their ignorance. And I'm guilty of that too. But if I'm sticking around, that's going to be a lot harder to break free. And that means, being smarter, being more compassionate, being more reasonable. Because a lot of it is just anger. Because I'm getting accused, of being a white supremacist when I don't think I am at all. I don't really think I am at all. Now I may benefit from being white and I don't see it sometimes. That's definitely a possibility because I don't have a basis for comparison.
Right.
Yeah. Like I would, and it wasn't until you're like, yo, that dude didn't say anything to me. It happened right in front of me and I didn't even notice. And like I said, I was like, oh yeah, not only did he say, something to me, when you were upstairs, he was like, oh, hey, am I on your way? La, la, la. Like making a point to acknowledge me and acknowledge that, he might be in my way. Which is the exact opposite of how he treated you.
I opened the damn door for you,
bro. I
opened the door for you. What the fuck? Now that could go back to how he was taught and how he was raised, and that's cool. That ain't none of my business, but it happened to me. Am I tripping? No, I'm not tripping. But again, it is the way the universe works is the way it works, and that couldn't have been any more perfect. As wrong as it was, or as fucked up as it was, you didn't see it, but you were there.
Yeah,
and then you noticed after I pointed it out. But hey, guys, this is Blaine. You guys, he probably knows fucking every song I put on at Vita Live every Thursdays.
Every Thursday.
At 8. Tomorrow. I'll see you guys there. Or I won't. Or I will.
Most of the hip hop I've been listening to has been like the Alcoholics and West Coast rap. Trying to avoid gangster rap. So that's why the Alcoholics.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Kanye. I love Kanye. I fucking love Kanye. Like across the board. I used to dislike him as a person, but now I'm like, I think I even like him as a person now.
Yeah, I have my views on Kanye.
Everybody does.
But mine don't really, I'm a little different from everybody else. When people say you're crazy or erratic or just impulsive, I think that is the time you really need to be paying attention to them. Now he's done some wild shit.
Yeah.
Like when he wore the black
KKK.
I didn't understand what that was all about, but I mean, he's still an artist. He's still a creative. There has to be some meaning.
Well, I think, and we'll just go with this is my opinion, but he's dealing with Jewish influence.
Oh, and that's clear. That is clear. He's blasted that a million times. He does not like it.
Yeah, and he also made a good point. He's like, where else in history have people walked away from a multi-million-dollar deal over a fucking tweet? That's a good point. And allegedly, he did that on purpose to relieve himself of his obligations. That's just what I've heard. I don't think I've heard that from him. That's just what I've heard. And that, because he was having problems with, what was the shoe company? He wanted to put out Yeezys, but they also wanted to put out like their version of his shoe or something like that, and he didn't want to do that.
I think Yeezys is Adidas.
Was it Adidas? Like I think Adidas wanted to do Adidas versions of Yeezys, and he just wanted Yeezys to be their own thing.
Yeah, they were trying to come up on his shit. Mm-hmm. They thought
that's another way to put it.
they was trying to come up on his shit.
Yeah.
Like you're not getting a piece of none of your shit.
They were going to be his designs with their name on it.
Yeah. And they thought that it was gonna work, and hell no, that shit didn't work.
'Cause he didn't play.
Everybody dropped them. Like, wait, these. I'm not buying no fake Yeezys from Adidas.
Yep.
Let me see. What is this? Yeezy is. Hold on. Yeezy is under Adidas.
The name's Kanye, but some of my plastic still says Kane.
Adidas. No, the Adidas Yeezy collaboration ended in 2020. So it was Adidas. It was Adidas.
All day I dream.
Yeezy
about
is
sex.
its own entity, but yeah, the Adidas. Yeah, got it.
Cause Yeezy was more popular than Adidas.
Yeah,
at the
you
time.
ain't finna fucking use my. You're not finna use my idea and not pay me for it. Nah, I'm good. Y'all can get up.
Which
here.
is standard industry practice, by the way.
Oh, that's good business.
That happens all the time.
You have an idea? All right, I'll buy this idea for you for $10.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna sell each shoe for $110. And here's your 100,000. You can go.
Do you remember?
no.
Do you remember the commercials? There, I see them every now and again, but they'll be like, "Do you have an idea for an invention and want a patent? Send the idea to us, and we'll help you patent it." It's like, no, you're gonna rip me off. You're gonna steal my fucking idea.
I'm good. I'll give you 50,000 right now. Like, yeah, I know.
I know.
I know you will. But then the lack of knowledge gets taken advantage of,
Yes.
and then the situation that person's living in gets taken advantage of because you're getting this 50 grand right now. You're not thinking about asking for no percentage.
And it's hard to turn down big lumps of cash. It's
Big time,
hard,
especially
dude.
when it's right there in front of your face.
Oh yeah.
And then just being able to have the ideas like, oh, well, I'll just do it again. Yeah, that's cool and everything, but there's nothing like that first timer.
Yeah. Not only that, but if you say, yeah, I see what you're saying. But if you say, yeah, I can do it again and then sign the contract, every time you do it again, they're going to get the money.
Oh, yeah. Read that contract.
Yeah.
Read that contract.
I remember, 30 years ago when I found out most, maybe a little later than that, but, most record contracts were just loans.
Oh, yeah. Pretty much.
I had
Pretty
no
much.
idea.
James Brown said, "Get all this. Y'all got all this shit and amenities and all this shit, but I gotta pay for it. I don't want none of it."
Yeah,
He got rid of his driver. He cleaned house. He liquidated.
See, my mom did something similar when my dad passed. When my dad passed away, there was a little bit of money left over, and we had his funeral. And then my mom's like, "Oh, we're all gonna go out to eat afterwards." And she's like, "Don't worry, the estate will pay for it." Like, bitch, that's me. I'm the estate. I'm responsible for that fucking money, but I don't realize it at that. I was like, "Oh, the estate will pay for it." I'm like, that's me. Because I'm responsible for this money. I got to dole it out to my brother and sister and save some for myself. Like, that was my responsibility because he and my mom were divorced and I was the oldest. So just by definition, I became the executor of his estate. But she was spending that fucking money like it was hers.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
As I get older, I'm starting to see these little tips when it comes to funerals and money and.
Bro, just fucking throw me in the ocean. I don't care. Put me in a cheap ass $40 pine box. I do not care.
I'm actually down for that. Throw me in the ocean, yo.
Yeah.
Put me in the ocean. I'm down for that. Either the ocean or just plant me like a seed right into the floor.
Well, as far as nature is concerned, it makes way more sense just to bury you without a box because the earth is actually going to benefit from your decomposition.
1,000%. I don't want to go in no box. I just need 2 chains. Give me my wallet just in case.
Shut the fuck.
You know what I'm saying? Just in case I need my
You're going to
ID.
need your ID just in case.
While I'm in limbo or something, I'm trying to hit the bar one time. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to have a little pregame before I see my family, my partners. You know what I'm saying? Like what Pac said it. A couple bottles of gin in case I don't get in. Yeah, just in case. Holy shit. Back to AI. Okay, women.
All right.
Your time of arguing with AI is over. I want to talk about how wild AI has become. I have watched Biggie beat Tupac in a UFC match. I have watched Martin Luther King in a wrestling ring.
This scared the
watched
shit out of me
Nipsey
because
Hussle in a wrestling.
Yeah.
ring. I have seen Tupac Shakur do stand-up comedy. What the hell is going on? I don't know how to feel about it.
Well,
when I saw
sacrilege.
Nipsey first glance, I was tripping. Don't play with the homie like that.
Exactly. It's sacrilegious.
I still don't know how to. I seen Stephen Hawking skateboarding.
That was hilarious.
That was kind of funny.
There's also one where he's in his wheelchair, and there's like, remember the robot battles where he's in one with like a robot bottle, and the robot just kicks his chair over and knocks him. It's fucking hilarious.
I'm just like, yo,
sacrilegious but hilarious.
What is happening right now? The scary thing about Tupac doing stand-up was that it was really good.
Oh, I'm sure.
It was really good.
I mean, it's not like he wasn't funny, you know? I mean, the dude was pretty damn intelligent.
AI to me looks like what I see in my dreams.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. AI looks like what I see in my dreams. And
I agree.
I always say this. I wonder what's going to happen tomorrow. Dude, they are spazzing out about these with AI. They're using other people's voices to sell shit for them.
Yeah.
A big one that's popular is a lot of people, they're using Joe Rogan's voice, and he's at the podcast and everything, and then you really think it's Joe Rogan until it turns into a Blue Chew ad.
Yes.
And it's like, wait, he ain't never really said that before.
What's his name? Morgan Freeman was one of the first ones I think used because we're so used to him. And his narrating adds legitimacy to whatever he's narrating. And I think it's the same with Joe Rogan. When you hear Joe Rogan's voice, you're like, oh, there must be some legitimacy. I wish I could remember there's a couple other voices I keep hearing. And I'm like, wait a minute, this person is not actually endorsing this product.
It's a scary world out there. I start knowing that it's fake to when it turns into eat this plant or take this bitter or this is what the hospital's not telling you. It's like, okay, this is fake.
There's also different levels of AI. There's very cheap, very weak AI, and there's also Gronk 3, which I read an article about how they asked Gronk about Jesus, and Gronk gave such a prophetic, deep, and simple explanation that it's shocking people. I've yet to read what it actually wrote, but basically AI took the idea of Jesus and presented him in a way that we can all understand. And that's coming from a fucking supercomputer. So I don't know how to. That sounds sacrilegious too.
Hold up, we're gonna use the big screen for this.
Oh yeah.
Hold up. You said Gronk 3.
I'll look it up too.
I like that name.
It reminds me of a football player. Wasn't there a football player?
Oh, Gronkowski.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Packers. We won again. Woo!
Gronkowski. I should know that one.
Google's bam bam.
Bang bang.
Gronk 3. AI. I want to play with AI. I want to use some of these video
I'm kind
AIs.
of afraid, dude.
Yo, I'm definitely scared. Oh, Grok. Grok. Grok is a free AI assistant designed by AI to maximize truth and objectivity. Okay. Grok offers real-time search, image generation, trend analytics, and more. Yeah, sounds like just like every other AI service. Elon Musk AI platform is out for free, and it's
it is.
Yep.
I didn't know we could access Gronk 3. I had no idea.
It's high time you learn how to access Grok 3. I'm gonna do some of this
Gronk
image stuff.
if I'm a white supremacist.
I'll be looking at a lot of videos about these Akashic records. Those are kind of interesting.
What's that?
Akashic records.
I'm not familiar.
It's just these really old and relic records of what AI thinks about the beginning of time.
Oh, gotcha.
they'll ask about aliens and this and that, and you know.
Yeah.
There's this one alien guy. Just forgot his name. I like him though. Bashar. He's supposed to be this guy who's like possessed, for lack of a better word, by what is it?
Familiar.
Extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
And he communicates through them. So just like AI, people come to him with questions and stuff, and he'll answer their questions. And it's pretty intriguing. It's pretty intriguing.
I've definitely, opened my mind a little wider, because if I'm like, okay, well, if I now believe that the story of Jesus is true, I now believe in Christianity, what else have I been avoiding? So I've kind of been looking into the flat earth theory, and I'm kind of enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of enjoying it, actually.
Yeah.
Because the stuff that I have recently been seeing makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah. It's not unreasonable.
It makes way too much sense.
Yeah.
So I'm big on that. And at first I was like, these motherfuckers are drunk.
Yeah.
But then I started answering some very interesting questions. And I've started taking the numbers that they use and started applying it and then come to find out it doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, just something as simple as news reports from 100 years ago or so. Like the first person to actually go to Antarctica and check it out was saying that it's not all snow. There's land masses. There's beautiful land masses that aren't cold. There's creatures that you think are extinct or have never seen before. And there's been a couple other similar stories from the very beginning of when we first started going to Antarctica. And a lot of those articles and stuff were scrubbed. They just kind of disappeared before the advent of the internet. In fact, Henry Ford's first book about the Jews, it was banned for a long time, and now it's going to be available again through the internet. As an example, like Henry Ford's first book was shut down, it ceased to exist, and now it looks like we're going to have access to it again.
I'm down. How come we can't go up there? Why? What's up? What you hiding? What you got there? Huh? I think my idea is
I think it's the truth of where power actually comes from, as far as humans are concerned.
I think God is over there. He's just he's kicking it.
Yeah.
He's up there. He's over there kicking it. I believe that just as tangible as this phone is, I think God is that tangible.
Yeah. So if the earth is flat, there is no space, for lack of a better way to put it, then it would make sense that God would be available in this atmosphere on Earth, for lack of a better way to put it.
I think he's here with us. I really do. I really think that he's
No, I mean, I'm talking about a physical manifestation. I mean,
I'm talking about this. Like physical like this. Because, back then people lived for hundreds and thousands of years. We weren't supposed to be able
Not
to
only
die.
that, there were fucking giants.
Yeah, that too.
You're probably familiar with that conspiracy theory too. We've seen pictures of giants. We find giant bones, but giants never existed.
Okay.
Probably most likely coming from outside of that ice barrier.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's called a plane, y'all. A plane. This has always been my question, right? All right. So how high can an average plane go when you're traveling? You're up there 20,000, 30,000 feet?
A little bit higher than that.
Higher than that?
The atmosphere, I think, is 26 miles, and they can get up to about 12 miles up above the Earth. Also depends on the aircraft, but yeah.
We can get, let's use 30, right?
Okay.
We can go 30,000 miles in the sky. The Earth's circumference is supposed to be 25,000 miles and some change. 25,000 miles and some change. Yeah. If we up that high, why can't we see the Earth as a whole?
Well, because it's so damn big.
But if we 30,000 miles up and the world is 25,000 miles, shouldn't we be able to see the whole thing?
Oh, I see what you're saying. If we were actually in space. Yeah.
Because that's how high these airplanes fly, right? 20, 30,000 feet?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me look, because people have been on my ass about fact checking. Let me look. Big screen.
I'm prior Air Force. I feel like I should know this stuff off the top of my head.
Let's see. Because I went crazy with this flat Earth shit.
One of the things I really liked in reference to the flat Earth video that I watched, they were talking about flight patterns that don't make sense on a globe, but make sense on a flat Earth map. That was interesting. That was really interesting. Because they're basically saying, like, you know, we're flying this direction towards here. Why would we go 1,000 miles out of our way to refuel? When if the Earth was flat, it would be a straight line, for lack of a better way to put it.
Yeah, so I have been 30,000. It's not even that high. It's more than that. 41 to 43,000 feet. Let me just read it. How high do commercial planes fly? Commercial passenger jets fly at a cruise altitude of 35,000 feet.
Yeah.
Or 10,670 meters, or 6.3 miles in the sky. Okay. Got it. Okay. Commercial passenger planes can fly as high as 41,000 to 43,000 feet. This is called the aircraft service ceiling.
Yeah.
So if I'm 43,000 feet in the sky and the world is 25,000 miles. Oh shit. Okay, that's where I'm fucking myself up. 25,000 miles and 30,000 feet. Okay, that makes
Military aircraft can go.
Fucked up, guys.
Go higher.
I just shot myself in the foot. The world's still flat though. I was getting my words mixed up. 40,000 miles in the sky is not 40,000 feet in the sky.
No.
So that's where I got my shit mixed up. But even at that high, right? Even at that high, you would think that you would see a curve. I've been on an airplane plenty of times. I just see a straight line. I see a straight horizon every time.
So we have to, if this is correct, then all pilots have to know that the Earth is flat. How are they able to keep that a secret? The only thing I can think of, one of the benefits I think of convincing us that we're on a sphere is control. Because if we all knew that there was something beyond that ice wall, a lot of us would be going to see what it is. A lot of us would be trying to get the fuck out of here.
You can't even demonstrate the physics of us we're just in the air spinning around something else that's spinning.
Yeah.
You can't even